What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, and I'm here with
Gershwan!
And today we're back to answer your questions in another For the Greater.
That was a little bit like the guy from Timmy Turner, or from Fairly Odd Parents.
Very good, parents.
Yeah, that guy.
That hurts. I'm not gonna do it again, except this time.
This question comes from XXX Dead Ron 5. How much stronger is a Catachan soldier compared to a Cadian soldier? Significantly stronger.
Well, I mean, Cadia fell before the guard did, so they're stronger than a planet.
Yeah, but Catachans are still around.
We don't
And not to mention, Cadian soldiers wear armor. Catachan soldiers wear t-shirts.
if that.
Yeah, so yeah, I'll give it to the Catachan. I think they're just more survivalists.
Right. Well, think of it this way. Catachans are essentially Rambo, so they're in like this jungle planet with like dangerous species and animals and flora and fauna that can kill you at any given time.
Right.
Cadians, no.
Nope. I mean, they are drilled from birth. Like, they learn how to shoot before
I
they...
wish that was me. Cadia, here I come.
So they...
Break me, please.
They learn how to shoot before they learn how to write.
No, I did too.
But...
Yeah, I'm listening.
Yeah, I think Catachan are stronger. They're more manly men.
Yeah. Let us know who you guys think, but Catachans, I don't know. They both start with a C.
I think you just don't like the Catachan's aesthetic.
I don't.
Yeah.
Because if you're gonna be in a world of like Xenos and jungles and like you can be invaded by aliens, demons, and stuff. Put some armor on, dude. Like,
put a shirt on.
yeah, please. Like, we get it, you're ripped, but you don't want to be ripped apart.
Yeah. Next question.
This one is by Drew Cipher. Have you read The Burning of Prospero? And if so, do you think it helps to fix the Space Wolves from just being goofy to being a more respectable legion? And later, a chapter of Space Marines. So I haven't read the book, The Burning of Prospero, but when you think about the Space Wolves, I don't understand where you get goofy from. Because, like, whenever because when we first got into Warhammer 40K, the first box that we bought were Space Wolves.
Yep.
And they just looked very brutal. Everything's named like wolf in it. Wolf Guard, the Wolf Inn, Wolf Sword, etc. But yeah, to me, they always look pretty badass looking.
Yeah, the lore does show that they're just kind of savages and like they're Vikings in space. Right. But no, they have a purpose. They fulfill a role, a military role for the Emperor.
I mean, after all, Lehman Russ was the executioner of the Emperor. I guess derogatorily, he was nicknamed the lapdog of the Emperor.
Yeah. And they're supposed to represent just like the savage nature of a Space Marine.
Right.
Or just a Space Marine chapter. But yeah, I haven't read The Burning of Prospero either. Next question comes from Defool06. If a Sister of Battle got seriously injured in combat, like her leg was cut off, will she be put inside of a dreadnought as well?
No, they'll probably just get some type of prosthetic.
There's a whole faction within, or a whole order within the Sisters of Battle called the Hospitallers, and they specialize in, patching people up. If that sister really just can't fight anymore, then she would join a different ordo, not the militant version of it. So that's when she would become like a nurse or a diplomat or something like that.
Yeah, but if you haven't seen it, check out the Hospitaller model for the Sisters of Battle that just got released. That model is beautiful. The whole range of the Sisters of Battle that got released is just amazing.
I wonder what the tactic is on the tabletop for that.
You probably could just get to like heal D3 wounds or bring back a fallen sister.
That's kind of cool. So it's like a HQ type thing.
I don't know. It might be, but
you want to play it as like a
right
close to your
kind of put her in like a blob of sisters. So if they fall down, she'll bring them back up. Defool06. When the Primarchs were scattered into many different worlds, some of them were adopted by the locals. Some of them were lucky enough to be raised into some sort of familial environment. After they were retrieved, the Emperor, one by one, got his sons to be generals. Did some of the Primarchs somehow maintain any contact or even visited one of these adopted families of theirs?
Yeah, the Guilliman,
Yeah.
like Ultramar, and the whole thing with his homeworld of is his homeworld Macragge? No, right?
I don't remember.
But either way, like he did visit, and he built an entire empire around it. Later on, when it was the Second Empire, during the Horus Heresy, like that was the core. Like the homeworld of Guilliman was basically Terra for a while.
Yeah, because I feel like most of these Primarchs, like, they don't see them because, like, for example, Mortarion, he was raised in a horrible environment. Like, if he does go back, it's like to kill him.
But even like, I think after the Horus Heresy, most of the Primarchs, loyalist Primarchs, returned to their homeworld, and then they left. So like Leman Russ, he returned to Fenris, and he was there for a while, and then he left on the hunt. Same thing with
Vulcan, no?
Yeah, Vulcan also returned because he's all about that Promethean cult. And the same thing with it's either it has to be the Raven Guard guy. What's his name?
Corvus Corax. He was in that mining world.
Yep.
Where he freed the
peeps.
I guess technically they were slaves.
But yeah. Next question comes from Christopher Miller. If you could bring one race from Age of Sigmar to the Warhammer 40K universe, which one would it be and why?
The Ideneth Deepkin, because finally they'd have some type of aquatic race into the 40K universe.
It'd be cool. It would be a Xeno race. Would be cool.
Yeah, it'd have to be like maybe even like a craft world, or not a craft world, an Exodite Eldar that are living underwater, because everything's wetter down where it's better. Flip those words, because it's under the sea.
Nice. I would like to have the dwarves, because I mean the
which ones though?
The
fire ones?
No, the other ones.
Oh, the ones with like the blimps and the steampunkness.
They already look like something that should be in 40K, so might as well just bring them over and call them squats.
Gains.
Gang. Next question.
This one's by Shadow Vulcan. How functional is Chaos Marine armor? In the case of Nurgle, their armor is broken open with horns and nasty stuff spilling out. So are recruits given brand new armor to run or mutate, or does it have to be armor that has strategically placed holes?
No, so like whenever you look at Nurgle and you see like the degradation of the armor, it's not bland. That's just where the pus is coming out from. And for new scouts, so a chapter will turn to chaos, and then their armor will be corrupted. So a second founding, or like not a first founding chapter, will turn, and then the armory and the armor comes from the Imperium, kind of.
Yeah. And oftentimes the armor actually fuses and becomes a part of you. So essentially, you are your armor now, which is all about Nurgle. It's like becoming one with oneself.
Yep, and that's the same with all of the warbands and all of the Chaos Space Marines. Check out our 40 facts on the Violator Space Marine warband. They are a Slaneshi devoted Chaos
warband.
Yeah, I just didn't want to say warband again.
Bands of war.
And their whole thing is that they can actually remove their
armor.
Yeah, and then they show themselves naked to the people that actually like matter to them, or the foes that are like strong enough. But it changes. Like the armor is very important for a Chaos Space Marine, because it is just they only have that armor.
That's why a lot of like models that are like Nurgle are still wearing their like, was it Mark II armor from like back during the Heresy?
Yeah.
You're not gonna see this like Primaris stuff. Unless the Primaris get converted to Nurgle, which
is probably going to happen.
Yeah. Maybe his bio's been doing experiments.
Next question.
This one's by Thalolo. So he's asking us again because he first asked it in Spanish, and we might have gotten things mixed up with the translation, but here we go. Hi guys. The Emperor at one point went to the warp and became more powerful. What exactly happened in that kingdom of chaos when he was there? What were the Emperor's experiences with the gods of chaos that ended up leading to the project of the Primarchs? Hopefully you guys understood now. Saludos desde Argentina, muy bueno el canal, y sigan así. Thanks.
Thank you.
So he's talking about basically the time before he created the Primarchs, where the Emperor essentially spoke with the Chaos Gods, made some type of deal or agreement, and then went back to the Himalayan mountains and created the Primarch project. After this happened, that's when Chaos came in and basically stole or attempted to steal the Primarchs, but ended up flinging them across the galaxy to basically their homeworlds.
And I think that the Chaos Gods were basically just using him as a pawn. So whatever they talked about, I don't think it's good. I haven't really read that part of the lore, but I don't think that they're going to tell us exactly what
the deal was or what exactly transpired.
Yeah, but it was just for the purpose of the Chaos Gods instilling fear into the Emperor, and the Emperor going back and saying, like, oh, I need to create a weapon of mass destruction. In this situation, it was the Primarchs that he was creating, and the Chaos Gods knew that they would corrupt those Primarchs. So it's all about fear.
Yeah.
And schemes. Now, one thing that I just remembered is that if you check out our 40 facts on the realm of Tzeentch, as my voice is cracking. If you check out our 40 facts on the realm of Tzeentch, there is supposedly in the labyrinth a little girl and a dog or something, and she's talking to a greater demon, and I think that's supposed to be a representation of what happened when the Emperor went in. Like, it's supposed to be the Emperor's innocence up against, like, Tzeentch, and the master of schemes tricks the Emperor into doing the whole Imperium and unifying humanity, because the Tzeentch knows that that's going to benefit the Chaos Gods in the long run. So again, check out our 40 facts on the realm of Tzeentch and more on that specific story. Yeah.
Good question. Hopefully we've understood it, and if not, pues try again.
Yeah. Next question comes from Private Slacker. If the Emperor's armor was so awesome, why doesn't the Imperium just make more of it?
Because it's a holy relic.
And he's still wearing it.
Yeah. Well.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Actually, there are bits and pieces of his armor that were taken out and like melded and transfused into other sacred relics, such as the shield of Saint Catherine that has a shard of the Emperor's armor in it, and because of that, it's pretty much indestructible. Which is crazy. Like, just a little piece of the Emperor's armor can do all this. So, yeah, that's what makes it so valuable and so rare. And it's like treasured as like a holy relic that doesn't really, they don't really want to mess with it.
Right. And plot armor, kind of.
Yeah, it's like you can't give this to all your characters, then they'll be undefeatable.
That's true. And then last question, I have one from Andid Maldonado. Which at the Militarum Ordo Tempestus or do which the Death Korps of Krieg? I guess you're saying which is better, Death Korps of Krieg or Militarum Tempestus? And the Scions are supposed to be elite.
Right.
So they are technically better. But the thing about the Death Korps of Krieg is that they have numbers.
Mm-hmm.
There's just too many of them.
Yeah, and not just that, but they specialize in that aspect of warfare that is just like bombard them, attrition, throw bodies at them. Or again, on the other side, it's win with superior tactics and strategy. So it's a different tactics of warfare that separate them. But yeah, like you said, they're supposed to be more tactically powerful, whereas the other ones, it's more bodies.
Yeah, if you're a rogue trader and you want to form like a good, like small skirmish fighting force, obviously the Scions are better. Mm-hmm. If you're a rogue trader and you're trying to invade a planet, the Death Korps of Krieg are better.
Right. Or if you're trying to defend a planet, Death Korps.
Yeah. The Scions don't have shovels though, and the Krieg does.
But they have those little hats though, the berets.
Oh yeah, the little berets. But yeah, those were the questions for today. If you guys have more questions for us, comment down below.
Keep on asking questions, like up the questions that you want us to get to, and we'll get to them eventually. This has been the Sound Alchemist,
Gershwan.
and we are out of here.
Always used to put my freedom first in any situation. I knew I never had that much to lose.